An antibody is a Y-shaped protein inside the body used by the immune system to identify and eliminate harmful foreign objects like bacteria and viruses. The X antibody in Digimon works in a similar way. It is an antibody present in a Digimon's Digicore that works as the immune system's defense against Program X. Also known as the Digimon Elimination Program and Particle Worm, Program X was conceived by the host computer Yggdrasil for Project Arc. With growth and increase of Digimon, the capacity of the digital world became full and a crisis was imminent. Project Arc was a plan to transfer some Digimon to a new digital world and erase others with the virus Program X. When a Digimon gets infected by this program, after an incubation period, it would shut down their Digicore. However, some Digimon were strong enough to develop resistance to the program by altering their Digicores. This resulted in them being reborn in a form that incorporated Program X in their Digicore. This is how X antibody was created, a defense mechanism that grants Digimon resistance to Program X. If a Digicore of a Digimon contains large concentrations of X antibody, it can cause a Digimon to evolve through X evolution, a special form of evolution that gives them enhanced form and improved abilities while retaining the same growth stage. Variants of Digimon who went through an X evolution are distinguished from their regular forms by the suffix X antibody, usually shortened to just X. For example, Tailmon who has gone through an X evolution is now called Tailmon X antibody or just Tailmon X. The presence of X antibody and its concentration levels in a Digimon can be identified by the X antibody indicator system invented by Yggdrasil. The concentration of the X antibody is divided into 3 levels: weak, normal and strong. All 3 levels are sufficient to provide the host with resistance to the Program X. Weak concentration is considered an incomplete form, called the X antibody Proto Form. Normal and strong concentration levels extract latent data from the Digicore of the host and induce X evolution. Normal is considered a complete form, and strong is characteristic of the strongest X antibody Digimon. When Digimon evolve through X evolution, the X antibody activates latent data from the Digicore to a high degree. This data transforms a Digimon into a form that expresses their power and potential to a far superior degree compared to a common Digimon. To what degree X antibody changes a Digimon depends on the type and amount of latent data they have in their Digicore. In addition to giving Digimon more power, X evolution can alter them in more ways than one. After X evolution, Daftmon acquires highly elastic brown Digizoid, enhancing his movements. He is also the only Digimon to possess this type of Digizoid. Slapmon X, in addition to 6 legs he had previously, possesses 4 arms after X evolution, allowing him to shoot while moving at high speed. Leomon X acquires new equipment like armor, a cape and a long sword. Some Digimon change their type when X evolving, like regular Agumon and Gabumon who are reptile types, but after X evolution, Agumon X becomes a dinosaur type and Gabumon X a beast type Digimon. X evolution also has some positive side effects, like healing the wounds of previous forms and refilling stamina. Non-natural carriers can also bypass the X spiral's X barrier and take 25% less damage from its X charge. Digimon without much latent data in the original form will not go through a significant change through X evolution. Examples are Holydramon and Godramon, whose X forms are not much different because their abilities were already expressed in their original forms instead of being latent. Digimon can acquire the X antibody in different ways: if they are infected by the Program X and are strong enough to grow resistance to it, if they receive a serum of the persistent strain of the X antibody, and if they absorb data from an X antibody Digimon. In the human body, depletion of antibodies can cause problems with the immune system, reducing its capacity to fight off harmful foreign objects. The X antibody in Digimon can also deplete over time if the Digimon are continuously exposed to Program X. This does not apply to Digimon who naturally possess the X antibody, such as Alphamon, Funbeamon, Tobukatmon and Gigasidramon. The X antibody levels of natural carriers does not disappear from their bodies. Some Digimon are natural carriers of the X antibody throughout their evolution line, like Dorumon, Funbeamon, Ryudamon and Dracumon. For Digimon who are not natural carriers of the X antibody, it is the survival of the fittest. If a Digimon is continuously exposed to Program X and fails to acquire new antibodies to maintain their level high enough to fight Program X, this will result in their death. This situation caused 2 major shifts in the digital world. First, Digimon started fighting each other to acquire more X antibodies, where strong Digimon prey upon the weak. Baby Digimon that have the X antibody, like Tokomon X, are rare and often hunted down as easy targets. The second major shift caused by the emergence of the X antibody was a massive immigration of Digimon from the old digital world to the new digital world, which did not have Program X. Usually, when a Digimon with X antibody dies and is sent to the dark area, they leave behind the data of duplicate X antibodies as residue, which ceases to exist quickly. However, over time, the strong survival instincts of the Digicore caused the X-antibody particles to be able to preserve themselves, which created a mutation of a persistent strain of the X-antibody. A persistent strain does not require Digimon to take more antibodies. It can be acquired by absorbing the data of a Digimon who carries it or by injecting it as a serum. X-antibody is also related to a phenomenon called Death X, in which the X-antibody forces a Digimon to continue evolving even after death through a process called Death X evolution. These Digimon remain active even though their body is decaying and are driven by a powerful instinct to consume Digicores and continue to evolve. This process cannot be self-induced, but is triggered by a knowledgeable third party like Yggdrasil or Grand Dracumon. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon. The link is in the description below. Stay tuned for more Digimon videos. PS, make sure to follow my community page on YouTube, as I also post updates about upcoming videos there.